For you this morning. So, have you ever signed on maybe to Instagram or to YouTube or to your LinkedIn to look for something specific? You know what you're going after, but then everything else gets in the way. So that's what we want to talk about today. We want to talk about distractions and how we need to ditch them so that we can accomplish a lot more in life. My name is Lisa Dublin. I'm a health and life coach, and I help people to get unstuck. You guys, I'm on fire this morning because, like, one of my clients this morning, I've already had a session with a client or two, and just had a major win. And it's so tied in with what I want to talk about today, which is how to discover the process of, moving from distractions to being so focused that you get things done in very short shrift, in a short time, in a shorter time than you would have if you were doing all the things. That has happened to me so many times, especially on YouTube. You sign on perhaps to see an update or to see one video in particular, and then you see all the shorts, and then you see all of the everything that everybody's doing. Hey Christy, how are you doing? Good morning to you. That happens all the time, and I have learned to just literally be very surgical with it, like to set my mind that I am going for one thing. I can see everything else later. I'm going for one thing. That's where I'm supposed to go. Go straight for it. Have blinders on. Do not look to the left or to the right. Let's face it. Our world is just filled with distractions, isn't it? Like everywhere you turn, something's always grabbing at you. Perhaps, if I might say myself, you guys know that I'm very authentic. Like even this is an attention grabber. Come spend some time with you in the morning. And so, but you have to decide which things that are attention grabbers are going to give you any kind of value. And then you have to decide, okay, is this value what I need right now? So I had a couple tips that I wanted to talk about like how to recognize the distractions and then how to put into practice some things that will take you away from them and get you past them to your goals. But I have to first talk about my client from this morning, you guys. Like, I'm the kind of life coach that will, I cry a lot because I love to see people win. And when you see these moments when somebody has been struggling with something for a very long time and they finally get it to the point where it doesn't even come from you, it comes from them, from their analysis and from their bringing things together. These moments in a coaching session, and even when I'm walking or running and thinking about my clients, these moments are gold. So I have to tell you about my clients, okay? So she, has a family, is an educator, very qualified, but has always struggled with time management, with doing projects on time, with setting deadlines and meeting them or not. This has been ongoing. We recently started working together, I think late last year, but she's always been in my programs. Like I used to run a Get Your Goal program, Goal Setters. She's always been there. So that problem has been cropping up a lot. This time around, because we are in session, because we're meeting regularly, because her mind is expanding, she's getting unstuck in so many different ways. She took on a project that, in the final leg, she was asked to literally bring up the results much quicker than she thought she would have had to. And because, we strategized, she did as well on her own. And she just simply put things in place to make sure that she had the time to get that project done. Lo and behold, project was delivered before time. Before time. And I'm sitting there this morning with her saying, listen, you found a strategy that works for the next time. Let us document it. What is the strategy? And that's what I want to talk about today. Distractions are not just the mindless things that we do. Like, for example, scrolling on social media, watching TV, maybe chatting on the phone with friends, and so on. Do you know, in the attainment of a goal, sometimes distractions are the things that we do normally that we don't want to get rid of for a season, that we don't think we can. But they are standing in the way. They are standing in the way. And so she had to hand off taking the kids to all of their activities to her husband. She had to hand off even cooking. She was like, the last 2 weeks we've had so much takeout. Like that was just the life for a season to get this work done. And we sat back and we looked like, this is what it takes. If you are going to go down that path of being family person and being that professional and getting these things done, it will take these kinds of sacrifices and being strategic in the moment for you to get it done. So distractions are not just the things that, okay, I should be doing other things. Sometimes when you have a goal, you have to come out of the ordinary. You have to come out of what you ordinarily do and do things differently for a season to get the goal done. I was saying to a client yesterday, one of the things that I love to say that gets me through hard times is, this too shall pass. At some point, you'll go back to regular sleep, regular eating, regular exercise, even regular meeting with family members. But for the season, while I am accomplishing that goal, I will move things around and be okay with the discomfort, because on the other side of the discomfort is the attainment of the goal, whatever it is. So, what are your distractions this morning? Yes, come out of the ordinary. Thank you, Elsa. Come out of the ordinary. If you are going after a goal, coming out of the ordinary means, okay, if I regularly, just put my feet up at night for a season, for the 2 weeks, the 3 weeks, the month that I'm doing this work, then maybe I will take the nighttime hour to listen to a podcast that might be related to what I am pursuing. Many times, those distractions are not just the mindless things, they really are us not being strategic. And so you have to recognize that. What season am I in? And another thing that she did that I found was so powerful was counting the cost. So you're going after something. And there's a verse in the Bible about that he who's going to build a house has to count the cost. And that if you don't do that, basically you're going to fail. So I'm gonna run this the goal setting program again in June, because I'm like, this is coming up on halftime, as in 6 months of the year. Some people have not accomplished their goals. Some people are just like lost, like, what happened with the first 6 months? I am not where I'm supposed to be. It's because we do not just rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. If you don't have a system in place, and my goal getters course is that it gives you a system. Start with the goal. What are you willing to give up for you to get it? What would be the potential distractions? How are you going to handle them? When are you going to sink in the time for you to get this done? These are all of the steps. And they might seem, there are small steps that you can do all perhaps in one day, like plan it out. But most of us never take the time to plan. Never take the time to forecast how much it's going to cost to accomplish what we want to. So that's why we never get it done. We start, it's good, it's going well, but then because there's no system in place to follow through, no system in place to deal with distractions, no system in place to even identify what the distractions might potentially be, we just get lost and we give up. It's not going to happen, okay? If you're going to be following me, if I'm going to be your coach, we are going to get results. We're going to put things in place. Like, one of the questions I love to ask my clients when they come with the goals is, okay, so when are you going to sink in the time to do this? Like, if you have something that you want to do this week, let's say it is Thursday, okay? The goal that you have not accomplished this week that you wanted to do, that you said you would do from Monday, the reason you haven't done it is because you haven't sunk in the time. Where in your week is the time to do this? If you cannot identify the time, you're not going to get it done. Simple. So we have to ditch the distractions. And let's just go back a little bit to dealing with the distractions that have to do with just getting caught up in life, just getting, you can't get past and as your social media account because everything grabs your attention. You like a magpie. Now you have to be discerning. Now you have to be exclusive. I'm going in for one thing, I go for that, and I come out. Now you have to, not everybody who like sends you a text that you answer right away? When in your life did you put for you to answer text and to socialize with friends? Because that too is important. But remember, you're going after a goal, so things are going to be different. The way that you treat just the regular scrolling, the regular things that come up. Not everybody who sends you perhaps like something to watch or, a nice meme and nice to have is not what I need. Nice to have is for when you have extra time, which is perhaps there's never, right? This guy, is it Brian Tracy, in his goal setting, he has a goal setting course that I took and kind of, took some steps from in my own life and in my own programs. And he talks about the A tasks, the B tasks, and the C ones, right? The A ones are where you focus all the time. The B tasks, okay, if you have the time, you do them. The C tasks, never get done. Just delegate these things out. Delegate them out. They're never going to get done because they are not important to you at your point in life in what you're trying to accomplish. So that I find when I did that, it gave me a lot of just comfort because many times, even though we don't get things done, do you know we live in that sense of, oh my gosh, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to. Oh my goodness, I can't do that. No. When I know that's a C task and I just let it go and I delegate it out, get somebody else to do it, bring in somebody to clean or whatever, then it's okay. It's a C task. I wasn't supposed to be doing it anyway because I don't have the time. So you need to focus on the highest priority things and delegate out all the rest if possible. So Elsa says, sleep less, come out of the ordinary. That's very true. And I mean, like even if you're on WhatsApp with me, like my what you call it status is sleeping. Because as much as like, I'm up and, get up very early, whatever, I do take my nap during the day many times because I just simply have to. And I try to get to bed very early as much as possible. So that's very important. But even going back to my client this morning, and she's like, the last 2 weeks, I got like 4 hours of sleep a night just because I was trying to meet that deadline. So she recognized I can't sleep as usual. I can't do everything as usual. And the way that that motivation works is because you recognize that it is temporary. This too shall pass. You will go back to your 8 hours of sleep. You will go back to being leisurely able to take the time to be with the family and do all the things. But for now, the things that need to come together and to disappear from my life in terms of distractions are necessary to get the job done. So, what are your distractions this morning? One of the reasons things are distractions is because there's no push. There's no push towards the attraction of the goal. Think of the goal. Think of the goal. Imagine yourself having done it. Imagine yourself, I don't know, what would be a possible goal right now for most people? Maybe you need to complete a course and you're lolling around, making, I like to call it stirring a tea in bed. I don't even know what that means. You know what? you want to get up. You don't even want to sleep, but you're there in the bed like, oh my goodness, I need to be in the. No, you don't. Get up, go to work. No, you don't. It's just for a season. At some point, you're gonna have all the time in the world to do everything else. But now it's time to sacrifice. Now it's time to put away the distractions. Think of the goal. Think of when you accomplish that thing and when you can say, I did it. Think of when it's done. Maybe your name is up there in the bright lights. Your name is there with the degree or whatever it is. Think of, okay, if I consistently get up early and I go walk, what are the benefits? Cholesterol goes down. My blood pressure is normalized. I lose the weight. Think of when you can fit into those pants again. Many times we get bogged down and we get beat down by the distractions because there is not an attraction of the goal in question. I love to stay in the realm of thinking, of dreaming. I love to stay in the realm of, hey, you know what? Although this feels nice, the sleep, the cuddling, the whatever it is, the food, What is better is to see my image and to see me looking a certain way or having a certain thing or accomplishing a certain thing for a client. So, yes, I will sit down, put the distractions away because the attraction of the goal is better. I hope this helps you. It is right on 15 minutes. I think I'm going to kind of keep it to 15 minutes. Okay, you guys. So, a couple things. Thank you to everybody who has watched the podcast. Okay. We are up to 2000. It's about 2005, 2.5K downloads right now because I'm counting the YouTube channel downloads. But I am so excited and encouraged. I think I found my thing with the podcast, and pardon me, I just simply want to make it better. So this week's episode is coming out later today, hopefully. Okay, but you can still go ahead and watch this one, The Atomic Habit of Faith and Fitness. You can go on YouTube and subscribe to the Basement Chronicles channel, and you can just enjoy all of the podcasts. Okay, so if you are listening and watching on Instagram, then the link to sign up and subscribe to the podcast, it is in my bio. So please go there. But sign up, because the advantage of that is every time a new episode comes out, you will be notified. So make sure you have the notifications enabled. But 2.5K downloads, I'll take that. That, in the grandest scheme of things, it's not very much. But I have never been one to despise small beginnings, right? I just go back to the Basement Chronicles when we first started. I always say, like, I was not concerned about how things look because I would not have started that vlog, right? But you cannot despise. You have to start something, and I feel like part of the reason that the podcast is working and increasing in numbers is again because I have a system in place. Except that because, like, I was traveling, I was out of town this weekend, so I didn't get to record on the weekend like I usually do. So, which is why it didn't go out this morning at 2 a.m. like it usually does. But the minute I fall back into routine, have a regular time for recording, or no, a regular time for writing, a regular time for recording and sending it off to the podcast producer, everything works smoothly. So you can have a goal, but you literally have to have a system in place to make it, to follow up and to make it happen. And that's what I'm about teaching people to do. So celebrate with me, my people. First of all, my clients wins this morning, just getting unstuck that way. That's what I do. My signature life coaching program is called How to Get Unstuck. And it's 6 months. You work with me one-on-one. We meet every week or as often as you want, coming out from the one-on-one. Some people do twice, like once every 2 weeks or so, but whatever works for you with the support in between to get you from point A to point B, from where you are to where you want to be. Between that is system. Between that is desire. Between those 2 points, point A and point B, is a system in place. Is desire. It's seeing yourself and being reminded of what you want to do and how it will mean something to you, and getting you over the finish line with accountability and resources to help you. Because everything that you want is possible. No, it really is. No. Everything that you want is possible. It really is. I truly, truly, deeply am convinced of that right now. So reach out to me. You can go on my website. I think it's Lisa M. Dublin. Let me see if I have it there. Where is it? Okay, you can go to my website. It's lisamdublin.com. And you can go to Lisa M, and then you can see the coaching link. So sign up for the free connection call, and you and I can chat about what coaching can do for you. I'll tell you more about the program and help you to win in life. Look, why shouldn't you win? Well, why should you have things within you and around you that are saying, hey, you're less, or you can't do this, or you need to stay in your place, or no, none of the things. Okay. So reach out to me. Coaching has changed my life. It's changing my clients' lives. I feel like coaching is like the best kept secret, or the best kept not a secret. I don't even know. But once you enter into that kind of world, you realize you have help. And so much more is possible when you have somebody to walk along with you who can give you that kind of attention and expertise, somebody to bounce things off and be like, hey, What are you doing? Like, didn't you say what's going on? All of the things. Okay. So I hope to hear from you. Like as I said, coaching helps you to go from good to great. It's different from therapy. And like, I've come up across that where some people need therapy as opposed to coaching. Sometimes the lines are blurred, honestly, but I've learned to tell the difference. So if you want to go from good to great, if you're that professional who's like, I'm crushing it in my professional life, but personally, things are not where they're supposed to be. Give me a call. Let's talk. There's things that are possible when you and I work together. All right, you guys, please ditch the distractions today. And the way you do that is being attracted to the attraction of the goal. Think about the goal, and immediately you begin to pull towards it. Or do you know, you pull away from the distraction when you push towards the attraction. That's what happens. So we'll talk more tomorrow. I will see you then. I can't believe, like, I looked and it was 15 minutes and now it's 21. It's time for me to say goodbye. See you tomorrow, guys, on Basement Chronicles Live. I'm Lisa Dublin.